Welcome back, guys, to another episode of my weekly devlog series. This time around it's number 4 already, so yeah, that's quite a bit. And as you can see in just a minute here, I managed to get a little bit of stuff done revolving around the admin command. In the end, I can say that I got everything done that I wanted to get done, so with that little spoiler, let's just head right into the beginning. So it's a beautiful Sunday right now, and I already got quite a bit of work done here today. So the first thing I did is I created a new bot account for testing stuff that's running locally, because I'm also running the bot already on the server. So now I have TXT's helper, which is running on the server as the bot, and then the bot that is running locally from my PC for testing. So this is always going to have obviously then the new features that I'm currently working on throughout the week. Yeah, so I did some fixing up of the admin command now, so it's still the same. It doesn't have any more functionality, but now it works because I have the admin role. If I don't have the admin role and I would type in the same command, then I'm not authorized to do that. So yep, this thing now checks if I have if the dude who sends the message actually has the admin role. If I have like other roles, like the member role for example, then that doesn't interfere with it. Wait a second, if I add, that's cool. If I have multiple roles, then this says roles, and if I have only one, then it only says role. Okay, I never realized that before. That's cool. Yeah, so now the admin command is kind of like a working admin command and not a normal command that everybody can use. So now it's time to add some more functionality, and the next thing is going to be the bulk delete, I think, which is going to let me delete multiple messages at once. I can say, hey, I want to delete the last 50 messages, and it just does that in case I want to clean something up maybe. Alright, let's implement that. Okay, so the bulk delete is now working. If I type in admin, delete, and then a number, say, well, I had 12, I have 12 messages here, so let's delete 12 messages, then, oh yeah, all of them are gone now. So that's pretty sweet. Admin, delete, if I don't add a number, then, yeah, or if I enter something that isn't really, that's a number, but that isn't. Well, that was a little bit weird. Yeah, so it seems like if I write in something that, yeah, that's still getting deleted. For some odd reason, I might have to still check that out, but -1. Yeah, I guess I still have a little bit of an issue in there, so let's just take a look at that, I guess. Yeah, so now it's working a little bit better. So if we spam some stuff in here and say admin delete and 0, for example, then yep, that's not the best error message, obviously, but yeah, it's doing its job by not doing anything. And yeah, that also kind of works. If I type in something like that, then that is also not working. But if I type in something, let's say 10 and then blah, 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 then it's actually deleting stuff, but that's due to the way that I'm converting that string into a number, probably. So yeah, this all, yeah, well, that's a pretty high number. That might take a little while actually. Yeah, well, it's doing something at least. It's, yeah, okay, now it's done with it, I think. Yeah, now the message is also gone. So now it's time to move on to the next quest, the next thing, and that's displaying and outputting the logs that I'm, well, logging into the database. So yeah, now let's just, I guess, start by doing that or something. Alright, now it's Sunday evening, and I more or less finished up the log output functionality. We can test it out, admin log. So first up, we obviously want to see some log entries. So first we specify the log level that we want to see. Let's just say we want to see some informational stuff, so that would be a 1. And now the time frame. So I probably am going to rework this in the future a little bit if I know how, but for now I just said, hey, everything from now and then till like, I don't know, 5 minutes ago, for example. So I would say 5 minutes, 5M, and that would give me now all logs that are informational and that got logged within the last 5 minutes. I could also say hours or days. Yeah, exactly. So if we send this off, we get 4 entries now. Okay, great. So as you can see, application started, HTTP server online, HTTPS server online, and Discord bot connected successfully. So these are all log entries that happened within the last 5 minutes. So we can also make this a little bit larger. If we say admin log, let's say 2 hours. Yeah, 102 entries, as you can see. This is taking a little while, mainly because the bot is obviously not allowed to spam messages that quickly. Yeah, but that's kind of it right now. So now what we can also do is we can take a closer look at one entry. Let's just take a look at the last one, for example. Oh no, actually, yeah, let's do that. And yeah, we get a little bit more information in theory, but not on this one, because there is no more information on this one. This is just Discord bot connected successfully. We don't log anything more than that. But we can also take a look at HTTPS server online, for example, then we will get some additional data. In this case, it's the port. So I'm also logging the port that the HTTPS server started on, for example, here. So we also get that logged out. Yeah, as you can see, one thing that I had to implement here is when we get more than 10 entries, then we are splitting them up like this, because a Discord message can only contain 2000 characters. And if you're logging out like 100 logs or whatever, then this is definitely not enough characters for that. So that's why I have to split it up kind of like that. And then I did some neat little thing up there, entries 80 to 90 from 102 in this case. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it works, actually. Now the next thing that I'm going to add tomorrow, or yeah, I will see how I'm doing that, but I also want a way to get some like meta statistics to kind of see how many things got logged. So I can say, hey, I want to get like the statistics for the past day, for example, and then I get like there were that many informational logs, that many warnings, that many errors, and then split up like there were Discord bot connected successfully was like once, and that error popped up like 5 times, whatever. And then I can dig deeper in. I'll also see how I'm maybe going to specify the error messages a little bit better, if you know what I mean. Say I'm also attaching like some ID to every error message, and then I can say, hey, I want only stuff with that error message, because right now I can only filter essentially after the log level. But if I'm trying to pinpoint like specific error and I'm trying to search for specific error messages, then yeah, the noise could just be like too much. Yeah, maybe I'm also going to add that. Now that I'm thinking about it, I would have to kind of restructure the way I'm doing my logging though. I mean, I could theoretically do it for like just a string, but that is a little bit difficult because there are spaces in there. And the way I'm handling the parameters is like split everything at a space. So yeah, I'll have to see how I'm going to do that. But yeah, I'm going to do it tomorrow, but you are going to see it right now. Okay, so now it's Monday evening, and I did a little bit of work now on the log stats sub-argument basically. And as you can see, this is already kind of working, and I'm fairly happy with it. So if you go to the admin command, then we say log for all the log stuff, and then we say stats, we can enter a time period. So let's say we want to just enter 10 minutes, for example, And then the bot is going to get all the log entries from the last 10 minutes and kind of count them up for the different log levels, essentially. So for the last 10 minutes, he counted, or they counted a total of 15 log entries. In detail, these are 15 informational messages. Oh yeah, there's still this one, which is, yeah, I don't know how I should solve this. Well, because now if you take a little bit of a longer period, say, now let's say 10 hours, then yeah, we just have more information messages. If you take 10 days, you should actually also get some errors and stuff like that. So yeah, counted 2,261 log entries, and in detail these are 1,627 information messages, 177 warnings, and 457 errors. Yeah, theoretically there would be also like a debug thing above that, but I'm always just now I'm just logging or writing these out that actually have a value. And yeah, now if errors doesn't have a value, then we are taking this one in. We should take the comma probably like onto the other thing. So instead of writing it at the back there, I could just go and say I'm writing that at the beginning, then I get to the new line, and then I do everything. But yeah, that doesn't really matter, I think. It's not really a big problem. Like, it's not a command that's going to be used a lot, so just kind of for me to kind of look into it. If it's not 100% perfect, then that's still fine to me. Yeah, looks a little weird, I know, but I already merged the branch, so now it's too late. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, and with that, I think I'm actually pretty much done here for the week. Now I'm just going to do some work on other videos, the new series mainly. Okay, no more time for any looking at code stuff things. I mean, you can't see code right here on the screen right now. That's at least a little bit. Yeah, I mean, we are going to get to around 20 minutes or so here, I think. So this is still kind of fine. I don't want to make these like too long. Like the last one was kind of extreme. So yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think I demonstrated how everything kind of works. There are still a little few things here and there that I want to fix and definitely have to fix, but that's going to be a thing for the future when I know more how I want to do more of the logging and how I really want to do it. Now it's just kind of like the experimental stage, you know. Next week is going to be pretty interesting. I'm going to do a lot of coding stuff next week, mainly revolving around the thing, you know, the workers. So workers are going to be the thing that yeah, essentially what is a worker even? A worker is kind of like a bit of code that gets run not on demand, so not because a user like requests a site, send a command or whatever like that, but just a piece of code that gets executed at a special interval. And yeah, I want to get like the little bit of infrastructure kind of going to code for all of that, and then we are going to implement the first couple. I mean, actually we already have a one worker kind of thing in here. So this is a set interval for the performance logging. So this right here gets called every second, no matter what happens, no matter if there's a user doing anything. The thing could run now for 20 years and it would still run this code once every second. And that's basically what a worker is. So I want to make like a new file where all the worker things are in. Yep, I will also export this. Yeah, this would be probably just a function that is then getting called from the worker thing. But I don't want to have any set interval things buried somewhere deep in the code, because that makes it not really clear where these worker things are happening, you know. So I want to bundle it all up in one single place, in one single file. And even if that file doesn't really contain a whole lot of code, even if this is just calling other functions in other files, but I just still want to have everything in one place. And then we are going to implement a new worker thing that is going to integrate with the YouTube API. So I'm going to write my own little YouTube API wrapper, probably. Oh no, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to use any API NPM module. I'm trying to do everything via just REST API HTTP requests, basically. At least that's the plan, And yeah, the YouTube API, why I need this is basically because I want to automatically make like an announcement as soon as I upload a video. So once there's like a new video, I want that in a specific channel there's a message that gets posted about the video with the link, with a title, stuff like that. Yeah, that's all the stuff that I plan to do next week. It's quite a little bit of refactoring and stuff like that, but I think I'm going to get this done. And then obviously making another episode of the How the Internet Works series, where the first video is hopefully going to launch tomorrow, which is a really interesting video, by the way. I had quite a bit of fun researching that and doing that. Okay, but I think we're done here now for the day. So, as always, suggestions are always welcome. Thank you guys for watching. See you on the next video. Until then, have a great time. See you then. Bye bye.